Jakey Roo. I see Jake, but do you? No, you don't, because he's over there. Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I was reading
How you doing,
something as you were there. This scared the shit out of me.
mate? Boo! That's how you do it.
Yeah,
But, how are you, mate? You good?
I'm not bad. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Been moaning today,
Yeah.
like I do.
So we've got a fan in the comments, have we? From Blondie.
Yes. Leftist Blondie, yeah. So, yeah, but you haven't heard of vocal fry? And I thought, yes, I have, actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's got nothing to do with it. We're talking about ums and ahs, not like little vibrations at the end, love. Do you know what I mean? But I did
Yeah.
say to her, like, yeah, if you want to come on, we can talk about, like, because she's a vegan and a lefty and a they, them. So I said, if you want to talk about how bad veganism is and how weird all the woke trans ideology is. But she didn't reply to that because she'd be like, no, because whatever, probably paid her hundreds. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But it's
So,
what is interesting is that it's interesting that it reached her.
yeah, I know.
So
I
you never know if more people from the Whatever podcast see it, then you might get a lot more views suddenly. So it's a
yeah.
good.
Let me bring it up. I'll bring up the chat thing. I'll if I can bring it up quickly. That's what I like to do. Get everything ready and then just undo it all. Do you know what I mean? And just look for something else. Right. This is the. Right. Let me bring that up. Oh look. Rich there, like that. That's the young lady, all you viewers. Her there. Because I clicked on the name. It said Leftist Blondie. And I was like, hang on a minute. As soon as she started. Why is that starting? But yeah, I thought, she's a leftist and a blondie, wasn't she? And then there it is. Like, I was like, because I wonder how anyone can take in the substance of a debate where they pause 3 seconds into an opening to cry about how someone has certain verbal habits. Puzzling. I said, because it has meaning and it's good for people to understand this, so it's not puzzling, it's educational. Ooh, look at Wizgo. Ooh, very educational. Ooh. And she goes, I'm confused. What privileges you to have any knowledge about why I have certain verbal habits? Well, I went, what are you on about? I said, nothing. I don't know why I put nothing. Oh, nothing has, like, whatever. I just happen to have lived and have studied what people say and why and what it means. The same as body language, macro and micro expressions. So no need to overthink it. It's just a YouTube review video. I said, also, no one cried about anything because she said that in the first bit. I said, also, why are you saying why I have certain verbal habits? It's not you we're watching. I didn't realise. I went, Andrew Wilson wasn't at his best in this video either, to be fair, because I remember we saying that as well. Before you say we were picking on the lady, obviously, so I thought I'd just hit that home. In fact, I said the lady got better as the debate went on. Wow, there it is. This is me in the video. Well, I whiz. Said, you're attributing my vocal habits to being uncertain or drawing time out. I'm not sure what privileges you to my mental state. You are plain wrong. She can say that anyway, regardless, can't she? You know, whether it's true or not. No, you're wrong. Also, you have no idea what vocal fry is.
I think I do know what it.
Yeah, and it's Nigel Nelson does that on GB News at the end when he talks. He's like, well, that's not right, actually. What the hell is that, mate? Oh, he sounds horrible when he talks. But what weird thing is she trying to catch me out?
Ava loves doing that.
Yep. But it's a bit like that.
I'm going to log out and there's a delay.
Oh, all right, mate. No worries. He's leaving me on my own, mate. Oh, he's running away. He's scared of the leftist blondie, aren't you, Jake? I will get to you all in the chat. Don't worry. I'm on the roll here. I clicked on your name and saw your YouTube page. My apologies. I saw it was you after I posted the message. I said vocal fries, got nothing to do with it. It was more about how you seemed nervous at the beginning, and we noticed, although as time went on, you became more aware of what Andrew was doing and you became more confident. I'm more than happy for you to correct where I was wrong, obviously, as that would educate me, as I do not get everything right. So please critique. I'm very, you know what the whiz is like, I don't care. Like, someone could tell me I'm wrong, I'm not going to hold it against them. And if I read something wrong, I've had it before. I read the macro, micro expressions on faces and that. Yeah, I love a bit of body language, you know me. But I sort of interpreted something once, and as I got further on in that, I realised like I was wrong. So, you know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've got no issue about anyone critiquing anything I say, and that's why it's good with Jake being up here as well, because I'll say something like blah blah blah, and he'll go, well, I think blah blah blah, and I'll be like, yeah, you might actually be right there. And that's why, do you know what I mean? I'm not gonna, like, just because I read a micro or macro expression or a certain way you said something doesn't mean I'm right. I've never said that. I'm not saying I'm a scholar in the situation. Self-taught, mate, you know, just life lived and studied in my own time, do whatever. But I basically invited her on and said, you know, can't have a chat about whatever, but she didn't ask. So, yeah, so that was the last bit as I left it, like, you know, talk about Islam, why trans is bad, vegan's bad, woke madness, or something of your choosing, but she didn't reply. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I just thought it's worth mentioning, you know. Oh, Jake's back. All right, Jake, you're back, geese.
Yes, I'm back, and there's not a delay. Oh, no, there is a delay. Oh, no, there is a delay. What is going on? What is going on here?
Sure, it's not me.
I don't. There's definitely a delay. It's...
Oh, you're crackling and all that as well, breaking up. Have you reset your modem lately? Maybe it needs a kick up the arse, or you got a stamp on it. Your router, I mean.
Yeah. Give me a.
All right, geese. Technical problems, right? What's going on in the chat? What's going on? That was funny. How'd you get number 2 crown, Slim, when you commented first? I'm nipping out for Chinese food. Chinese food. Always eating. Oh my God, look. Always eating. Jake was on it. How you doing, Olga? I'm just a pair of eyeballs rolling around my trainers. So what, 10 minutes? Oh, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. We're timing you, Slim. What's up, peeps? How you doing, Trigger Chris? I hope you're well today on this boiling hot day. Oh, my hair's not tied up. Oh, my word. The back of my neck is just sweaty. Ugh. Yeah, it's crazy. I've got my hairbands there and I was going to put it in and I forgot. So there you go. So I'm going to have to get hot now because my hair's down. Oh, not a time to have a beard and long hair, is it? Good evening, Binky. I hope you're all enjoying this lovely... I've not been out in it, mate. I'm staying out of it. I've gone out in it a little bit and come back in. I don't need my vitamin D. Oh, guess who's playing his yo-yo? Beats and Tapes is on the yo-yo. How you doing, Patsy? Oh, Wiz update on mental health cuts in Wales and the NHS South West Wales Autistic Service is now cut to only doing diagnosis. All support and help is no longer. I have no autistic doctor now if things go bad. Oh my. So they give you something and take it away from you. How you doing, Lisa? Oh, he's back.
Hello.
Is that better?
It's still a fucking... Oh,
are you sure?
Yeah. It's about 3 or 4 seconds.
Are you watching it through StreamYard or not? You're not watching it on...
Yeah, just through StreamYard.
Yeah. I'll say, because there is... There... Oh.
Yeah,
that's weird.
It doesn't usually. I'll close it again, and I'll try and do the router.
I'll try, mate. Yeah, that's right, mate. No worries. Oh, poor Jake and his technical difficulties. that I get to talk to you in chat. So you keep talking, guys. What's going on? Afternoon, evening to everyone in the chat. How you doing, Roberts? I've got a notification of your on Ko-fi about you. I think you put up some more photos or something, I suppose. I assume that's what it's going to be. I'm going to have a look because on one of the streams at some point, I'll show everyone your photos because they're amazing. I'll tell you what, that's how you take photos of stars. You can see all the mist and everything. I don't know what it is, like technical stuff in space. But I tell you, if there was a UFO out there, you'd be able to bloom and see it. I tell you, your photos are so clear, and the stars and everything. Oh, mate, it's just amazing. You can't have much light round you because obviously in the city centre, all the light, you can't. You look up and you can't see nothing. So, communication. That's what it's all about. Scraping the sweat off the brow with a trowel at the moment. Yeah, I know the feeling, mate. So everyone like council doctors doing bad things to you no longer get any help or support. That's ridiculous, though, especially like for serious things. Jake is now in the laggy world. He is. He's gone all laggy saggy. Hey, dear lecture doc. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope your girlfriend's all right as you're sort of cheating on us all with her. You know, putting her first. What's going on? What's going on, Gert? What's going on? Jake double wording now. Jake's internet now dial up. Yeah. Turn your YouTube sound off and just have the chat app volume on. Oh, that could be a thing, yeah. How you doing, Dizzy? Hope you're well on this glorious Thursday. Thursday. Hello, everyone, she says. Just had a Subway. Ooh. Very nice. I haven't had one of them in years. Absolute years. Close your window, Jake. Yeah, well said, Bobby. Hope you're well, mate, on this bloomin' hot Thursday. We've got Alex Armstrong on the screen. We're going to be discussing that and going through. It's only about 12 minutes, 59 seconds. Let's just say it's 13 and round it up by a second. 13-minute video. Me and Jake could probably take ages, but regards division. Alex Armstrong fumes as shock report reveals majority of children taught white privilege. That's the video we're going to be going through. Yeah, Jake is echoing. Boom, boom, boom. I thought I'd do that for your beats and tapes. Echo cancellation settings. Ooh, yeah. I think mine's on stereo. Hi, guys. Hey, oh, that was a bit quick. Hope you're well, Grace. Living the dream on this lovely hot day. Oh, yes. Need headphones. Yep. Don't have both Stream and YouTube on. Yeah, that's what I said. I said that you are watching through StreamYard. But it's getting about 2 or 3 second delay, he was saying. In Wales, there's an average of 12 years for an ADH quickly timing 7 years. What was it, fast down? NHS down there. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Sounds like 2 Jakes today. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hopefully, everything's tickety-boo for him. He's just going to reset his router, hit it with a hammer. I think ADHD and all that is made up. Yeah, there's some things that are just, yeah. I'm with you on that, Bobby. There's a few things. It's like, oh, there's a reason for that. No, there's not. It's just, that's who they are. They're just hyper. Oh, no, let's put a name to it. So, but I think, you know, there are some medical situations where there should be some type of diagnosis. But, oh, wifey got this for me. Look. Have you seen it? Rubicon. Raw energy. Sugar-free. Yes, sugar-free. I mean, it's got caffeine in it, so it's good when I don't drink coffee. It's freezing cold. I've had it in the fridge. Cherry burst. Oh, cherry. So, you know, when it's getting a bit hot, I don't know, you might have seen last time, I had a bit of Guinness and I had a bit of coffee. I'm a weirdo, you know. I'll have a bit of coffee and I thought, oh no, I'll have a bit of cherry burst. Crazy. Perfect weather to get across the channel, come back on a boat and get all the benefits we are actually entitled to as Indigenous Brits. There we go. We should all have it. Have a big old day out, all of us. Go to France and come back on a dinghy. But yeah, where was I? I've read that one, haven't I? Yeah. What was I saying about that? Yeah, some of that people just blag it, don't they? It's pathetic, but I think there are genuine diagnoses. That's what I was saying, wasn't it? There are genuine diagnoses of certain things. But I remember when it first come out, they were sort of labeling everyone with it, and it would seem a bit weird because back then I was like, hang on, no, because you can. I was hyper as a kid. Oh, blooming, always on the go. Obviously, life literally kicks that out of you. Then you couldn't go any slower. So I think there's some people like that, like certain condition, but I think ADHD, I reckon it probably belonged to something else, but they labelled it as that because there must be another reason why to be ADHD, obviously hyper or whatever, then there must be a reason for that. Rather than saying ADHD, there should be like you can get to whatever it might be or whatever, or it could be a symptom from something else or whatever. I don't know. But I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to explain my view on it. But I do think because I knew someone who had ADHD, and believe me, they had ADHD. So yes, that is the case. So like I say, there are some diagnoses that are indeed correct. But yeah, to have no support on that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Bobby, no, it's not. ADHD is very real. Yep, I think it is in some cases. But I think it's like the depression thing, or like where you have a bad day, they're like, oh, I'm depressed. Like, no, you're having a bad day. Like, stop being so quick to diagnose. That's what I'm trying to get at. Hope you all agree with me. But there are obviously genuine, people are like, oh, you are depressed, mate. Been there, done that, got a t-shirt, got a video, got a mug. And I think it'd be the same with ADHD, and they're just too quick to sort of diagnose people, and it sort of waters down what it actually is and how serious it is, and it all gets into a big soup. And all these people have got ADHD, and it's about 50 people there, and when you look at it, it's probably about 15 of them. Do you know what I mean? So I love stargazing. That mental shower a couple of years ago was brilliant. Oh, you saw so? Oh, I'm jealous. Yeah, I can't see anything here. I'll go out and my backlight just goes dink. It comes on. I have to wait for it to go off, and I look up. I can see some stars. I see the old the saucepan, but that's about it. Day off from Gert today. Left her to it. Oh, she's cheating on you, mate. Uh-oh. That's it. Sometimes it's good, mate, to have a day off, isn't it? Like, be yourself and relax, and that she can do what she wants to do. You don't have to live in each other's pockets, do you? So yeah, but yeah, what I'm saying about ADHD, I might be wrong. So obviously, feel free to say whatever or let me know. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just trying to give my view of it. That's what I think of said thing. The same as depression. I've had depression since I'm about 7. Buy one Jake, get one Jake free. Yep. He's letting it all reboot. You know what is made up? Islam. Hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen gases. Very nice. Yeah, I look at it like the misty things. Misty things. No, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen gases. But that's what we breathe, isn't it? Nitrogen and message won't let me link you in chat. Are you telling Jake to bog off? You buy one, you get one free. Let me guess. Begins with M. Oh, I was thinking Islam. Of course, we have white privilege. We built this effing country. Jake, your internet's slow. Try using your mobile hotspot. So I am going to learn what white privilege is about. I never knew that I had it. Yeah, that's it. I mean, yeah, white privilege, like we're hearing out that Sikh bloke accusing a white man of being racist, stabs him to death, and then the police actually cuff him because he's got called racist. Where's the white privilege there? All I'm saying is doctors' labels, poor men with jobs with ADHD. I don't know how many rich people. Yeah, they're rich people. That's true. That's true. Where's naughty? Oh, I'm on naughty. Oh, geez, I'm naughty. Hello, Jake's back in the house.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? Is it better?
How is that? How is that?
We're in the house. We're living the dream.
Yeah. There's still a delay. There's still a delay.
They're like, oh, you've got your YouTube thing going, or some other whatever, or
no, I have just rebooted everything, and still a delay.
I put in. Have you got settings to do with StreamYard? Have a look to make sure, like, you got with your mic all the echoing and all that, and all the other stuff.
No, it's all set up as it normally.
Technology, that is.
Yeah. There's one other thing, right. Bear with me.
Lump hammer. He's on it. Peach Monster. There's the pineapple monster's lovely and all, but I mean, blimey, do you know how bad they are for you, those monster cans? Wow. Like, they got about 20 billion tons of sugar and all those other weird and wonderful chemicals in it. Oh, it's really how does this stuff get into schools? Don't understand it. No idea. Teachers. Teachers. I'm flying through to try and catch. I've realised I'm already fine. Oh, terrible. Absolutely terrible. If we're wondering why we're 20 minutes in, we ain't started, could be like, oh, you talk too much. We're waiting for Jake and he's got internet issues. Quick to diagnose. What's that? Oh, when I said they're too quick to diagnose, I mean they're just throwing labels at people. They're just trying to not literally like diagnose them proper people. I mean, they're like, oh yeah, he's a bit hyper. Oh, okay, it's ADHD, like that. Oh, that's what I mean by a quick diagnosis. Like, it's not being done properly. They're just throwing labels at people. I'll have some meds and get out my room. You've got 5 minutes. See you later. That's what I was getting at, Dizzy. Yeah, e-numbers are bad. Yeah, Skittles, a nightmare. Yeah, that's what the old e-numbers do. There's certain things where you'd never, ever think it'd have an e-number, and they've got a bloody e-number. Yeah, crazy. How's that doing?
Do we have success now?
I'm hoping so, mate.
No, I've just tried it on my iPad. So I'm thinking the problem might be your end, Wiz.
Is something wrong with my end?
Yeah, I think there is.
Let me have a look at the settings. Got to make sure everything is. Camera's all good. Audio's good. Visual effects, don't want none of that. My mic thing. Layout. Oh, layout's good. General. There's nothing there that needs to be ticked. I don't know if there's something that needs to be done. I haven't got a clue what it is.
No, I haven't. And now I've tried it on a Mac and on the iPad. Neither of them.
How weird's that though? How weird's that, geese?
What if you press mute? See if just for you what happens. But does that make any difference? I don't know. I can't tell.
You sound all right to me.
Yeah, I think the sound is okay. There's just the delay. But
oh, because as you're talking, I'm watching your mouth, and it all lines up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. From this really strange.
Was that not in time?
You're in time. It's when I speak. I hear it back 2 seconds later.
Oh, there is a setting for echo on the mic, or is it because you haven't got headphones in? So when you talk, oh, I thought I'd come up with the.
No, I never use them.
Normally it's double microphone
doing
situation.
exactly the same thing on here that it was on the Mac as well. Weird.
Oh, let me check. Yeah, the back end we've got echo cancellation on, reduced mic background noise. Maybe take that off. Does that make any difference when you talk?
Does that make a difference? No. It's weird.
I've taken off everything. Does that make a difference?
Yeah, I've got everything. In here as well, and it just isn't working. Very peculiar. Well, I'll log back on my Mac. I don't like using the iPad, so if it's going to echo, I might as well go on what's more comfortable.
Yeah, damn right.
I'll see in a bit.
You all right, mate? So it's all about the build-up. That's what it is. It's all about the build-up. We're building it up. Islam is correct, Wiz. Whee! Just like to say I'm right there. Oh, you lot are all getting echo. I'm not getting any echoing down my end at all. I've not heard him echo. How weird. Oh yeah, Super Nanny. I remember that, Super Nanny. Oh. Let's look at the Christian lady about Monster Energy drink. What, going mad? Bullseye, what the hell? I can't put that in there. That'd be against the law. That'd be against the law, geez. Jake, you got audio of the stream on. It might picking it up your voice, then lag on. Oh yeah, so when he talks, and then it comes through. Oh, I don't know. I'll take it up with him. Look.
Having a clue.
I've no idea what the definition of white privilege, because I don't.
I can tell you what the definition of white privilege is because I was looking it up. Give me one second, as I need to unload the page. It is, as I said, Peggy Mackey, 1989, and she said that she realised that whites are taught not to recognise white privilege. That it is a system of advantage that white people have acknowledged, and which are oppressive to minority communities. Therefore, white people have to make up in some way past issues to make that equity can be maintained. And she gives some examples of what white privilege is. I think that they're quite interesting contextual climate that we're in. Because the first one she said is, I can if I wish be in the company of people my rate most of the time. I'm sure people in Birmingham. She says I can turn on television or open to the front page of and see people of my race widely represented. Well, if we look at things now, over 50% adverts are black or brown. So obviously that's as well. And then my favourite one is that she can get a band-aid for colour. But she gives us a total of 26 different reasons of that, and this is taken seriously as an academic paper.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy.
Unknown stoner. That's a good name. Because we don't know who he is, and he's a stoner.
Vile, disgusting thought. Oh, it works. It works. I fixed it.
What was it? What have you fixed?
I fixed it. I switched off echo cancellation, and now it works.
You do sound like a robot, though.
So there we go.
Can you hear me, though?
Done.
Can you hear me? He can't hear me. Hello? Hello? Hello, Jake? Hello? Hello?
I can't hear you, Wiz.
See? I told you. Oh. Wait, in chat. Let me catch up with the chat. See, right, who can hear who?
Yeah, I can't hear Wiz. I can't hear Wiz at all.
Can you, any of you guys hear me? If you can hear the whiz, let me know. Oh, the technology. We've never had this problem before, have we, guys? Oh, you can hear me? Yes. I better not swear then. So you can hear me? Yeah, we can hear Wiz. Right, cool. It's just Jake. Jake Rooney. He's typing. I can hear him typing. He's like, fuck, F it. I was thinking, you can't hear Wiz. See, that's weird. I could hear him typing. I'll put that up, see if we can see it. That was crazy. Yes, that. D. Clark here. We know. We can see you, geese. How you doing, mate? It's time for Englishmen to quit being cowards and do something. Yes. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, let me Electrodoc. Shall I put the Electro and Jake, try this link. Right. Right, there's the link. Electrodoc, try and log in, and Jake, maybe try on that link rather than the link I sent. Maybe it's the link. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, we can hear me. I can hear me through Jake's the black. Ooh. Oh, there he is.
I can hear you. Yeah,
I can hear you.
Still at the fucking delay. Why are you doing this?
I've asked Electrodoc to come in as well, but I don't know where Electrodoc is. Hurry up, Electrodoc! I want you to bloomin' try it. So
yeah, hurry up, Richard. Stop spanking your monkey.
Who's Indian? And it literally says Indian. It's popped up in the back end. That makes me nervous because it's just a blank thing. Right here. Speak to us. How you doing, mate?
All right, and I've got speakers as well.
So he's echoing. He's echoing too.
Wait a moment.
You whiz.
I will put headphones on. See whether or not this is your.
I've got headphones on, geese.
Hold on.
Yeah, echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, and automatically adjust mic volume. They're all activated.
There you go. How's that?
No, echoing.
Weird. Yeah, I can hear myself. 3 seconds. After.
That's mental.
After I've spoke. Must be a whiz.
Yes, whiz is probably there. I think.
You've somehow got a feedback loop from your own settings back to the Apple. I would say.
Jesus Christ! I shouldn't have smoked one off.
Right. I'm gonna just take myself off.
This echo. Like listening to Amagama. Well, here we are.
Was it still echoing?
Yes, there is. There is.
If I disappear, I'm just going to take myself down. So it's just you and Richard.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Richard.
Yeah, we're still echoing.
Still echoing.
It's not me then, geese.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's through your streaming really.
Right, hang on. What about that?
No.
Is it still echoing?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe restart the stream. That would be the problem.
Yeah, try muted your audio. Whiz.
Hang on. I'll mute my mic. Ready?
No, not your mic. No, not your mic. Your speakers.
Speakers? I've got headphones on, geese.
Oh, right, there you go. Phones. Are you done it?
Hang on.
We will get to the bottom of it. We will. Oh. Now I've gone completely quiet. Can everybody hear me? Hello? Nod if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, no echo.
No echo. No echo. Yes, that works.
So what have you done there, Wiz?
I've literally turned my headphones off and I'm listening to you through my laptop.
Well, you see, it's
that's what it was then.
TVU.com headphones. Go on, chuck them in a landfill.
How can I, mate? These headphones cost me 60 bloody quid. JVC
well, don't
crap.
matter. Well, there you go. You see, you've been
shocking.
Yeah, right, let me reconnect them.
Yeah. Watch you all along.
Problem solvers.
Am I still moving around on screen? Am I still moving?
No, you froze.
You're frozen.
Is there still an echo?
No,
no echo. But I've frozen as Jake froze.
I've literally reconnected my headphones. Oh my! Why on earth would that be doing that through my bloody headphones then?
Don't know. I'm going to unplug my camera and plug it back in again.
these things happen.
That's retarded. Yeah, it was a whiz issue.
No, it was a headphone issue.
Yeah. How weird's that?
PC cam.
That was
Echo
fucking
the
weird,
dolphin. Don't
especially when
mention
you just
dolphin.
like, what? It was like being one of those House of Mirrors.
That was
Yeah, my
mental.
camera's packed up now. No, and that's because I've still got it muted. How's that? Oh, I'm moving
Neither.
now. Look, yay!
The Bluetooth.
Well, I mean,
There
it
you
makes
go.
a
Man,
change.
Bluetooth.
Right, well, now we've got to the end of that. Do you want me to bugger off? I can bugger off now if you want. If you two want to do your thing.
That's not very nice, Richard.
I don't
What
know.
on earth are you insinuating, young man?
That you two wanted to do the news. I was just here to check whether or not to get to the bottom of why Wiz's headphones are crap. I'll hang about if you want me to. It don't matter.
That's crazy. Oh, Unknown Stoner is a member. I didn't realise that. His name's Green. I didn't notice. How long have you been a member, Unknown Stoner? Were you and Olga and Phil donated one yesterday? It's up to you, Electrodoc. If you want to sit with me and Jake and go through this white privilege thing, or
I
you don't
will.
want to talk about white privilege.
I will interrupt if ever I've got something to say. Otherwise, I will be very quiet and behave myself in this corner.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Okay.
That remains to be seen.
See what happens.
The first thing we need to talk about, Jake, is this woman called Gert who is taking Electrodoc away.
There you
Oh
go.
no, you can still hear us. Uh-oh.
Yeah. You've got to share me.
All right. This fancy piece of his, eh?
Yeah. Bless her. Yeah.
Everyone's celebrating. Yeah, everyone's celebrating.
Yeah.
Timu, mate, JVC. Look them up. They ain't cheap. JVC, HAS36W. Cost me 50 or 60 quid.
I actually saw those in Tesco's and I was going to buy one. And then I thought, no, I'm not. But yeah, that were a JVC and it had a battery life of 50 hours. So, you know, but I just don't like wireless stuff anyway. I want everything with wires. Everything's got wires on, you see. This is why I'm so reliable and always here, usually.
Yeah,
same as
got mine here. I use these ones.
There you go.
These are cool. Ooh.
I wonder if I can go through my television speakers now. Now that you've sorted out your problem over there, Wiz. What did you have to do? Just reconnect them?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll see if it works through my audio now and have it coming through my television instead.
35 hour.
Yeah. There, that's coming through my telly now. I haven't got a repeating echo.
Normal bass or clear? Hang on, I didn't know this. Where's normal bass or clear then?
That's coming through my television speakers now, so I don't need my headphones on.
I never use headphones because, well, apart from those ones, but those are for mixing things, but I don't for general use because I find that whatever ones you get, then they only last a few months or a year and a half.
Yes. I know exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, I actually found some Iowa ones, right? Because I used to DJ, so I used to have my headphones on quite loud. You know what I mean? Probably I've got tinnitus now, but they were just these little Iowas. They were really bassy, right? And they actually fit inside your ears, but they did have because I can't wear them in ear things. Yeah. I've got wet ear, so I keep sweating them out and they just keep dropping out. So they're no good for me. You know, the like earbuds and stuff. Not them. It had a little metal strap that went round, and they never blew. I never had a set that blew on me. It would always be the wire that would wear out first because we keep putting it back in your DJ case and stuff like that, wrapping it up. But they lasted for ages. They were Iowas, and they're only about $12.99 a pair.
Really?
Yeah, they're very good. Excellent. Yeah. Those
ones there are Grado ones, and they I've had them for about 10 or 15 years now. They did cost quite a lot.
Yeah. I know where you're coming from though, because any other type that I've tried, you know, even older ones, you know, it just blow the cones, blow the wiring in the actual, you know, in the coil of the speaker. Yeah.
Mm. I actually think that the Apple AirPods are quite good. They're not bad at all.
Yeah.
The only trouble I have is that every time I use them, which is in bed, I always fall asleep, so I then have to spend the morning looking for the fucking things because they've fallen out during the night.
Gone into your ear, and then you end up in morning out your nose.
God knows where they are.
I'm feeling done by here. These are like 50 odd quid, and it says here, free selectable sound modes, normal, bass or clear. I love a bit of bass. Guess what? Didn't know it had that, and I can't find the function to do it. Well, that's just stupid, isn't it?
It is.
Bonkers.
So you got a choice of three. You can have it normal, bass or clear if you find it. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So I've also got microphone echo cancellation on, so I think it's actually working as normal now because me and Jake, because neither of us got headphones on, so that's actually working as it should be doing. And the error that you had was, so you'll have to remember that if ever you get it again, you have to switch your headphones off and back.
You guys have got mic settings that I can click, and I can actually adjust your volume higher or lower. And I've got the choice, which I have. I put on echo cancellation, reduce mic background noise, and automatically adjust mic volume. You've both got all that activated.
Is my microphone volume all right, by the way? Because I haven't got the background thing on, and look, I've got my big fan there. It's my biggest fan. Look at the size of that. I found it on somebody's front garden. I just had to fix it. I had to fix bass. Bass had broke because it was cheap and from Temu, and they were just like riveted in. You know, the tube bit were like riveted in the bottom, and like I just put some nuts and bolts in it, and that fixed it. Now it's my biggest fan, but that's blowing onto my microphone, so hopefully you can't hear that, can you?
No, I can't hear it.
Ah, cool, because I can hear it from here. It's rattling a bit, but yeah. Okay, so on with the news. I think. Well, I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah, there's purely wireless headphones. I feel conned. I can't get three functions, so I want to opt it for bass because I like it when it's bassy. But no, so
you have been conned anyway. Then that I saw. Then that I saw down at Tesco's were only about 35, 40 quid.
Well, I would say, and I know a lot of people won't agree with me on this regard, but whenever I record things, I actually I've stopped using things in stereo, and I just mix in mono now because I prefer the sound of it. And I think that a lot of people who are listening to things today on a single speaker are hearing things that are meant to be in stereo but are actually hearing it in mono, and so they're not hearing things properly anyway.
Yeah, without even realizing it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I used to like having it really nicely balanced, but now I find it's actually best just to put everything right in the middle, and then then I have my bass line that I set on that, which is I think that the best produced sounding album, which is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Absolutely perfect, not too loud in the mix, not too quiet. Everything just sits right, and then I think you've got that. I mean, obviously other people will pick their own preferences, but that's what I would go for.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking for the function.
If you're just using it for mixing, you don't really want it in mono anyway, don't you? You know, no need for all this posh stereo stuff.
No, not at all. And the amount of times when in the past where I've mixed something and then you get it down onto a cassette or onto a mini disc, and by the time you've copied it over that many times, the bass is just through the roof and completely ruins it. So it's best to have the bass minimal if you're recording, but listening obviously is different.
Yes, it's called third-degree harmonics. It's when the transistors actually peak and shut off because they're being overloaded, and they actually shut off and leave a flat bit at the top. You know what I mean? It goes brrr, and then it goes. You know, it sounds rubbish. Third-degree harmonic.
Well, you say it sounds rubbish. For most uses, it's rubbish, except for guitars, where we want it to do that, because the clipping gives it that distorted
distortion pedal. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So it's strange how things work sometimes. When they don't work as they should do, they work well for something else.
That's it. Yeah.
I can't find it. Anyway, right. Should we get on with this? 49 minutes in.
Well, I mean, people always complain about this anyway, don't they? So, you know, it's just normal for them, I think, now. So who do we have today then?
Yeah. Alex Armstrong from GBNews. This is our division. Alex Armstrong fumes as shock report reveals majority of children taught white privilege. Bum, bum, bum. Right, are we ready, people? I can't believe I can't find the functions from the headphones. Can you hear it?
No. Back to square one.
So I just got to reload it.
Me.
Pain in the arse.
Now, what I would, as well. I don't know this clip because I haven't actually seen it. But what I would suggest is that what people might want to listen out for today is try and look at how GBNews frame it. Try and see if they're being balanced about it. Try and see if they're being reasonable about it. Try and see if they give both sides, or whether or not they're pushing a specific agenda.
Yes. Yes.
Often people don't realise that this is what's happening. Because everything is an agenda. You know, our own interpretation has its own specific subjective agenda.
Bloody is Pouncy.
God.
Tech fail day. Bloody outright.
What a pavlova.
Radical Marx.
Huh?
Yeah, I can
Did you hear
it.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard it anyway. I could have listened to it and not let you two listen to it. That would have been quite a good review, wouldn't it?
Could have done that, yeah.
Marxist activists are hijacking Britain's schools.
Let's do it for Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. It's about time we globalize the Intifada.
Well, that man there is...
Think very carefully what I said. He said there that the activists had infiltrated schools, and then the very next shot we see is a group of very, very angry Muslims who obviously quite clearly aren't at a school, but yet it's being framed as if they are. So even though I agree with the framing of it, and I do think that there's a problem with Islam, that's very, very devious what they're doing there, because they're presenting it as being something that is far more exaggerated than it actually is. Yeah, you can see there. That isn't outside the school that they're talking about.
No, that's what I was trying to see if we could see anything in that, but we can't, can we?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it looks to me like it's just one of these Palestine demos somewhere, and this is just
Yeah, it does.
a particularly egregious clip of somebody shouting.
Yeah, unless he's a teacher.
Why the bloody hell's got that great shipping fishtail Parker on? Red off.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, none of that shit that's written on that piece of paper there should be tolerated. I don't care who Sheikh Jarrah is. He's nothing to do with this country. That fucking flag isn't even a flag. It's just, to me, when I see that, that is exactly the same feeling I get when I see a swastika. And as for what I see underneath it with that raised fist, that just goes even further. That's just like having a swastika with a middle finger sticking up as well. None of that has anything to do with this country whatsoever. These people should just piss off back to where they come from, take their problems with them and deal with them there, because we've got enough of our own. Thanks very much.
Agreed.
We globalize the Intifada.
Well, that man there is Daniel Kebede, the head of the NEU, an avowed Marxist, by the way, who has openly declared the British education system is fundamentally and institutionally racist. Well, at a Socialist Workers' Party Marxism conference, he said strikes are about taking back control of an education system from a brutally racist state and reorganizing society where we are free from racism and free from oppression. Right, so we can assume from that that the strikes aren't about teachers' working conditions or their pay. Is that right? Is it any wonder when people like this man run massive unions that you see scenes a little bit like this?
It takes guts to talk in front of you guys. No, it does. Don't be rude.
The fact that you're doing this with GCSE and mock times make us think you have no sympathy or consideration towards your students. Complete facts to us. That is so disrespectful as a human being. Let alone a teacher. Well done for showing who you are.
Oh, that makes me sick.
We're actually telling the teachers to get back to work, and he's wearing that stupid whatever it is, kafir or whatever.
Yeah,
and that was a school teacher. That was kids, wasn't it? Telling the teachers to get back to work.
Yeah, that makes me feel sick seeing people like that. I mean, people who've got those views have no right to be in a classroom, because you're not supposed to be political in that profession. You're not supposed to show any political preference whatsoever. And obviously the unions have always been very leftist, but that's something that is outside the classroom. And my experience with the unions was nothing communist whatsoever. I found that actually they were really good. If you had a problem, you'd call them up. They'd speak to you about it. They'd come in. They'd sort the problem out 9 times out of 10. So I found them very good in that environment. But where I draw the line is people who are taking activist views like that. That is taking the piss. That is something that they should not be doing. It's unprofessional. And if you're going to strike for your wages, fair enough. I did it many times. But I didn't then turn up at the school and stand at the gate saying it. Obviously, I took full advantage of having the day off and got completely fucked, as anyone would. But not really, obviously.
When were you last in your teaching career, Jake? When were you last in your teaching career?
So I last taught in 2018.
Yeah, so I think it's changed since then, really.
Changed a lot since then, yeah. Because a lot of this activism stuff wasn't popular at that particular time. It's really since 2020 that it's really...
Yeah, around about COVID.
Exactly, around COVID, funnily enough.
Yeah, when they could sit everybody in front of TikTok and then indoctrinate them for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is, like, one, I didn't have a Scooby-Doo what my teachers would do in the world of politics, voting. Wouldn't have a clue. But I'll tell you something, thinking about it, I didn't even know what politics were. Thinking about when I was at school and doing whatever, honestly, I have no idea. I don't even know what politics is. I don't even remember hearing anything about the government or nothing.
The only thing I knew is that my mum didn't say bad things about Mrs. Thatcher, but she always said that Neil Kinnock was a prick. So obviously I knew that Labour were bad and that the Tories were right at that particular time. But no, never learnt anything about it. It was something that I learnt through watching the news, reading the papers, and just listening, really. It was never taught in school.
Honestly, would not have a clue. So
we were taught how politics worked in school. You know, how the House of Parliament was set up and what. I can't remember any of it really. But yeah, it never really got to political points that I think it was social studies, something like that. That were
probably was, yeah. I think they do it now under the citizenship courses. It would probably be part of that, but I only once ever taught citizenship, very, very briefly, and it was just about filling in bank forms. It was really shit. Really shit. What I found interesting on here, though, is that they were talking about the brutally racist society that we have here in Britain. I mean, racist, that's taking the piss for a start, but brutally, seriously, come on. And then the person who's supposed to be the spokesperson for all of this, that we saw in the background there, is a bloody black puff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I suppose really, like political correctness, that I suppose really was stemmed in schools first, and saying, well, you can say this and you can't say that about this, that, and the other, which is the new, well, it's now just woke into it now, political correctness.
That is what it started as, yes. And political correctness comes directly from communist Russia, where you literally had to say things that were politically correct, otherwise you'd end up in prison.
Yeah.
Or worse. And that's a bad thing. I mean, another thing we could say here, they've got the statistic on the screen, 59% of British school children reported being taught or hearing about white privilege. I mean, that's a very misleading banner to put up as well, because it makes it look like children are overwhelmed with hearing about white privilege. I think that statement could be taken as being that they might have just heard it once, and that would fulfill that statement. And also, we don't know how many people are involved in the pool of people reported for this particular study. So statistics are something that you should always treat with caution.
Mm.
Speaking of which, I looked up the Casey report today because I wanted to find that statistic about Pakistani men in the grooming gangs. And it definitely is 74% of people in the known cases were Pakistani. It's quite clear. And it also said in the report that although there is a tendency to try to make out that white people are overrepresented, that in fact the evidence that we do have is incomplete for a national figure, but based on the cities that we do know about locally, there is a massive, massive overrepresentation of Pakistanis. And it says that on the very first page.
Yeah, but now the police aren't supposed to ask their race or political or beliefs, are they?
No, and I'm not sure
because you know what I mean. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not really that useful because, like I said last time, there are people that are Afghani who are saying that they're white. By the same token, you could have somebody who's Russian can say that they're white. Yeah. That doesn't mean that they're English and that they have the same customs that we do, or that we even want them here, just because they happen to be white. But it can be distorted quite a lot. So when I see that statistic there, I find it very, very hard to believe that schools are shoving white privilege down kids' throats. They probably, if anything, might mention it when they force them to do Black History Month, which I've noticed only ever focuses on slavery, as if that's the only history black people have. One would think that you'd choose to focus on their great arts, their great music, their great achievements, inventions. Oh no, there aren't any. Sorry.
Their great ability
Probably why.
Their great ability to pick cotton. Oops.
Yeah, they're good at cotton picking. They were.
Gangster
they were
rap.
better than the Irish. That's why they.
Yes, that was very politically incorrect. I understand that, and I apologise.
They can't swim. That's a fact.
Can't swim. Yeah. Yeah. Not only that, but over in like Muslim, Islam countries, they've still got slavery, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yep.
Except if they don't call it that, so we don't therefore criticise them for it.
Yeah, well, there you go. What do you know? Sorry, Wiz, carry on.
Yep.
Of strikes in 4 years at that school, by the way. Teachers there draped in Palestine flags, holding up anti-racism banners. They say that they're protesting working conditions, but none of them seem to have banners that show that they are protesting working conditions. They seem to have all the ideology banners, don't they? And bravo to those kids, by the way. And then you also get scenes a little bit like this one.
This activity is intended to explore how society favours one race over others.
People often confuse white privilege with being wealthy or being rich, and it isn't about that. What it's about is the absence of having to live with the consequences of racism.
Now,
what does that mean?
If the question...
Yeah, that was a bit weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, can we hear that again? I didn't understand what she meant.
No, without the consequences.
White privilege with being wealthy or being rich, and it isn't about that. What it's about is the absence of having to live with the consequences of racism.
The absence of having to live without the consequences of racism.
So basically, you don't have to live with the consequences of racism because you're never being called racist. So they're going to have a line here and ask questions, and black people are going to be the ones that keep stepping forward and not the white people. That's what it's going to be.
But isn't that labelling an entire racial group as having the same characteristic, which is my understanding that's what racism is. So white privilege must therefore be a racist argument.
And we just finished paying reparations, only just.
Well, Richard, this is a very interesting point. I have looked up this. This is part of my thesis, actually. And what you're saying is if you're on the left, you would seize upon that and you would say that point to make out that we paid so much, it took this long to get rid of it. What really happened is that there was massive payouts to the slave owners at the time, and we consolidated those in a loan in the 1920s that paid off that debt then. Then they had another, they then sort of reloaned that loan again after World War II. And then I think they did it another time after that. So what you've got is the fragments of debt carrying on over time, rather than the actual debt itself was paid off in the 20s. But because the debt accumulated and was passed into other ones, it looks as though it carried on until about 4 or 5 years ago. And the left love that statistic, but it's very misleading.
And why did we have the expense of World War I and World War II? Bloody foreigners!
Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Look at what we did after World War II. We said, okay, colonialism is wrong. So we'll give you all back your own country. You can run it your own way. And what do? They fuck it up, then come over here and try and fuck here up as well.
Yeah. And demand new airports in Pakistan or wherever it is, India, I don't know, wherever that chuffing bloke were on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sending another 12 million to the Chagos Islands, aren't we? Mauritius.
Yeah. Didn't Lenny ever want some and all.
It's crazy.
Also, what is really bad, think about the way that she worded that, is that it's got two negatives in the same clause. That's why it's confusing. It's got two nots. Yeah. You don't have to and deal with the, consequences. And that just goes to show that really they're just talking absolute bollocks. Because if she really meant that it was, we have to suffer with the consequences of slavery, which is what she really meant, then there isn't any justification for that in this country, because we weren't a slave country. We, as I've said before, we were the middlemen, and we did it very, very briefly in comparison, and nowhere near to the extent that the Islamic Empire did and continue to do today.
Yeah.
Now, if the question applies to you, you will take a big step forward.
Well, I can't play you the full clip there, but that was a Channel 4 experiment about white privilege. And what you'll notice...
Channel 4 experiment about white privilege, where everyone was brown or chinky.
I don't think you'll say that.
Crazy.
Not much of an experiment.
I knew where that was going to go. No, stupid.
Kids there were equal. They were all equal at the start there, weren't they? Until the presenters told them that if they weren't white through selective questions, that they basically had to take a step back. And guess what? At the end, all the kids were angry at not being white or at the white kids for having white privilege. Right? This is the kind of stuff going on in schools, isn't it? A 2022 policy exchange report found that 59% of British school children reported being taught or hearing about white privilege, unconscious bias, or systematic racism in school. This rose to 73% when including gender concepts like patriarchy or multiple genders. This is what division looks like, isn't it? Activists, Marxist teachers and unions are forcing this ideology, this victim mentality on our children, and rather than uniting them, they are pitting them against one another.
Okay.
There's nothing more important than your money.
Because not only is there an advertisement here, which will be very irritating for everybody, but also it's interesting how he's framing it there. And just like I was saying before, he's making it sound like this is an epidemic and all schools are doing this all the time. It's constant. All they ever do is teach them about white privilege. Whereas the reality is, if I were teaching my English classes, probably wouldn't even come up. I mean, it would depend on what you were teaching. I mean, it might come up if you're doing something like To Kill a Mockingbird, where you have got racism in there, but it's a very specific form of Southern American racism that they could understand, and could also understand that that didn't happen here. So I think that, yes, it is divisive to create narratives like that, but the way that GBNews are framing it here is equally as divisive, and it is designed to make people feel angry. And that isn't a good thing either.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, he's trying to get, say, white people riled up against everyone else.
Yeah,
and then the schools are doing the opposite to attack the whites. So it's just gonna.
It shouldn't be in schools. It's got no place in schools. Schools are there. They're meant to be neutral. They're meant to be non-political. They're meant to be there for people to educate. And educate, literally, the etymology of educate means to bring out of. Doesn't mean to shove down the throat of. And
well, they will do it. It's aligned with the establishment's ideology, isn't it? Beliefs.
Yeah, some of it is, but I do think it's important for everyone to notice, though, that there is a big difference between these things being taught and the amount that they are actually taught. Because, like I said, it might be the case that white privilege is mentioned once by one person, say, in one assembly, and that's it for the whole year. But the way that GBNews are presenting it makes it sound like it's all they ever learn, and that isn't true either.
Yeah.
I see. Yes, possibly.
Yeah.
Panel. Businessman and activist Adam Brooks is here, political commentator Emily Hewitson, and former Labour advisor Matthew Larzer. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Adam, you've just seen that. You got kids. How would you feel if you saw your kids lined up in a row with their friends at school, no matter what race they were, and they were told just because they're white, they stay there and all the other kids take a step back based on some selective questions?
What do you think I would do? I would absolutely shame that school. And luckily my kids go to a good state school. That wouldn't happen. But I would shame those teachers and I would shame that school. There is no place in our society for all this division. When they go on about white privilege, maybe ask someone like my mum that had to grow up in a 2-bedroom Bethnal Green flat, 7 of them, right? Nonsense, white privilege, okay? Now, I'm not surprised that we have so many of these kids turning out like left-wing nutters, because our universities and our schools, the teachers and the lecturers are left-wing nutters themselves, Marxists. But our government is full of Marxists and secret commies. Don't worry about that. You know, it really is. Our whole institutions, from woke police officers, you know, we are corrupted by wokeness and this Marxism, and it is rubbing off on our kids. And look, I'm pleased to say that my boy's 16. A lot of his friends are talking about politics now. He's not educated, but he's talking about Nigel Farage and other options. They're not brainwashed by their school. And I'm seeing that a lot. I had like a 20-year-old in my pub today that said she listens to my videos and likes what I do. Now that gives me hope.
Yeah.
Because when you look at these university campuses and they're all wearing these keffirs like it's some badge of honour, you know, that worries me. Because they are extreme.
Yeah, and then it comes from the other peers, doesn't it, at that point as well, which makes it even more difficult. At least if it's your teacher, you can rebel against it.
Yeah.
But if it's your peers...
He has got a point. But again, I think that he's exaggerating the extent to which this is taking place. I mean, if it is taking place the way it's presented, then obviously it's disgusting. But it's simply, I find it very hard to believe that it would be going on to that extent. Schools are not overrun with communist Marxists. There are communist Marxists within schools, though. That much I can definitely tell you. Because one of the headmistresses I had, who was a complete and utter bitch, she actually had a bust of Lenin in her office. And the very last school that I worked in, although I say work, I mean I turned up a few times is probably more accurate, almost the entire department there were communist Marxist lesbians. So obviously not my kind of a place. So there are people like that, but I don't think that these people are actually going into the classroom and deliberately indoctrinating or brainwashing anybody. That is a nonsense to take it to that extent. But it's true to say that they are being exposed to these ideas, and that is also wrong and shouldn't be happening.
Of course, yeah, because in the education system, the universities, which is where the school teachers go first, same as I think you just said it, didn't you? They've all got the kaffirs on and stuff like that, or someone did, right? So got the kaffirs on, then they're obviously, you know, Islam orientated. And then, you know, if you look into who funds the college and stuff, I'm fairly sure that's Qatar or Islamic State.
Probably is.
You know, I mean, there's a big chunk there coming from them. So obviously they're going to have some say on how the university students are educated.
That would make logical sense, wouldn't it?
It's very much within the conspiracy theory realms of the internet.
Yeah.
Yes.
But by the same token, I mean, we can't obviously judge everything on our own experiences. There are far more to the world than our own experiences. But I would say in my experiences, when I went to Bangor University, there was none of this stuff existed.
No, you were pre-Islam invasion, if you like.
Yeah. And then I did the teacher training at Warwick, and there was no Marxism or anything like that when I was there. Yeah. And at the moment, I'm with the University of East Anglia, and I haven't had anything at all to do with Marxism or leftism or white privilege or anything at all, except for one occasion when I wrote an email to the library because I objected to their statement they wanted to decolonise the library, and I wanted them to tell me what they meant by decolonise.
And what did they mean?
What they just said, that they were going to get rid of some books that had ideas that were old-fashioned, basically. It was kind of like what I'm saying. The word decolonise sounded really, really drastic, and it pissed me off. But when I actually found out what it was just basically an admin task. It was a few old texts that aren't taught anymore, and that there wasn't a whole load of new ones being brought in to replace them.
But like, you know, a book entitled "The Decency of" come on, World War II guy, fat bloke, World War II, come on, England, well,
Winston Churchill.
Yeah, the brilliance of Winston Churchill, stuff like that. Maybe you don't know. Do you?
No, yes, you're right. That's exactly the sort of thing that they would want to get rid of because it would be seen as imperial.
Exactly, because that would be an old-fashioned thing because they needed to, as if being took over from inside, you know what I mean? From different money coming in from other places that, you know,
and he wrote
to beat us down.
Yeah, there's a couple of pieces he wrote about Islam, actually. I'm pretty sure he referred to them as being the worst of all men or something along those lines. He writes about their sort of the rabid frenzy that they have when they fight, and he admires their fighting spirit in that regard, but you can tell that he absolutely finds these people, and that's the way that we should be treating these people. That's the problem that we're having, because that's the language they understand.
When we had people with sense in politics such as Enoch Powell and stuff like that, you know, he got it. You know, I think we all got it. This is why the 1689's Civil Rights Act, no foreign person or prelate should be allowed to be in the House of Parliament, which, you know, we're already doing that now. We're allowing them in. Look at the mess it's making. We want a Pakistani airport and stuff like that. You know, what's that got to do with Britain, England?
I completely disagree with this current mindset where they're trying to silence people criticising Islam. I absolutely think that we should. It even says in the so-called Islamophobia bill that we have the right to hate that religion and to express those ideas. Now, I'm perfectly happy to say that Islam has absolutely no relevance, no use, and isn't wanted in this country. I think that it's a hateful religion. I think that it's absolutely appalling, misogynistic, sexist, rape-allowing religion. And I'd be perfectly happy to stand behind Wiz and say to all these Muslims, you're a bunch of savages, because I'm allowed to do that. Obviously, if I weren't hiding behind Wiz, I might not be quite so.
No. So for everyone's attention as well, apparently Rupert Lowe's son has married a Muslim.
Yeah, I saw that. Who
cares?
cares?
Yeah, I saw that on Candy with Lubna, and I was of the same idea as what Candy with Lubna was saying. You know, that she's not likely to be a radical Islamist, so why not? Yeah. However, what food was at the buffet? Was it, you know, halal and stuff like that? You know.
Yes, I did happen to catch that video. Obviously, I'm not going to comment too much on that particular creator.
Yeah.
But I did notice that one thing that was interesting in that video, that there was a comment made about creators living in Spain, who I know that this person has profited from in the past, and criticising them for being unpatriotic and slagging off what's happening in this country when they're sat in Spain. And yet the very same person frequently says every other day that they want to leave the country. So they're a bit hypocritical, really.
Mm.
But I'm not speaking about anyone in particular there.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. So I Googled it. It says, son of far-right MP Lowe marries a Libyan woman at halal wedding.
Yes, I mean, normally I would say that I can neither confirm nor deny anything, but I don't think I would say that with regard to Lisa's comment. I certainly wouldn't say that I can neither confirm nor deny. I would probably just leave it at the first half of that.
She does like to put most of her videos behind a paywall, especially her lives. I mean, I couldn't see my hero Wiz the other day when he said, "Oh, I've just been on Candy with Love now. I went to go and look at that. Oh, you got to pay for a membership for that." But
what you just said, Richard, is actually a really good point, because I was watching Nuria's stream the other night. I know Triggered Christian was there as well, and she spent a whole hour with somebody who was speaking about very anti-Islamic things, looking at scripture. It's really, really good show. And she is someone that comes out, puts herself at risk by openly criticizing that religion and telling about her own experiences. She's somebody who is absolutely in the front line because she lives and works in London. She doesn't go on there pretending that she's in trouble and putting her content behind a paywall. And I think that the reason for that is because I think she's actually genuine in what she does.
Who's that?
Nuria Khan.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, she's spot on. She spoke to that, what's her name? Fahima, whatever her name is.
Yeah, she did.
She's a horrible, nasty little liar. I can't remember her surname, Fahima something, but she and Alf talks rubbish.
Fahima Mohammed, I think, isn't it?
Oh, that's it. Matt Mohammed, yeah. She gets angry over everything. She's pathetic.
Yeah, that was on Dan Wootton's show, wasn't it, where they were both on? And as far as I can recall, I remember Nuria was much more eloquent in what she said, and she, I think, showed enormous composure to not get riled by the things that were being said by that woman during that debate.
Yeah, I love the, what was it? All the stuff was false flags. It's nothing to do with Islam. ISIS, nothing to do with Islam. Hezbollah, nothing to do with Islam. Right, what planet are you on?
No, but what I'm getting at, though, is that Nuria she's not just, she is an actual activist. She's coming out and actually saying, look, this is the problem. This is the exact scripture that does it. I know that this is bad because this happened to me in my life. And she's done it consistently for years. Whereas there are other commentators who come on, they talk for a bit about things, then they say that they're in trouble from people, then they decide they're going to disappear for a couple of weeks whilst they probably go on holiday somewhere, and then they come back and repeat the cycle. And I think people are starting to spot that formula among certain creators.
Yep.
It's much harder. Emily, one of the clips I played, there's a bit of an old one. I actually was going to play that clip out, but we had some breaking news that week and I couldn't play it fully in the end. But the one of the parents, the teachers protesting and the kids counter-protesting. I mean, it's just shocking, absolutely shocking. That school's had 45 days of strikes over the course of a few years. It is bonkers.
I feel so sorry for the students in this, particularly because they had exams coming up and they're just watching their teachers striking. And I had it at uni. I missed almost 2 years of uni due to COVID and strikes. It's absolutely disgraceful. And obviously no refund was given. But what's really shocking is, if I can just tell you a quick story about when I was at secondary school, I was in an English class. The teacher proceeded to show us party political broadcasts. And they showed us one of UKIP and they said, look at the horrible language. Look at, this is the nasty party. They then showed one of the Labour Party and said, look, this is good. They want to help people. And it's crazy because if you just took that at face value without actually critical thinking skills, then you'd be thinking, okay, my teacher is telling me that I need to vote Labour because they're seen as the nice party. And at uni as well, it was constantly at the start of our lectures, what are your pronouns? Absolutely, like Adam said, riddled with it. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, I'll bring this over to you, Matthew.
Well, I would say there, she's fucking irritating for a start. Really, very weird. But fortunately, she's got some good ideas and she's on the correct side of things. But she certainly
on the right side, yeah.
God, I couldn't put up with that for very long.
On the correct side, yeah.
Yes, but what I think is interesting there is she's given us an anecdote of an English class, so obviously I would know about this sort of thing. She's tried to frame it in that particular way. What I would assume that we would have done in that lesson, if it was done properly, is they should have been saying, look at how this party frames their important issues, and look at how this party frames their important issues, and look and see what they're actually trying to say to the public we're going to do for you. I would be surprised if somebody had said what she is alleging is happening there. And if they had, then they shouldn't be in that profession, and they should be hauled into the head's office, because you are not supposed to give any political commentary whatsoever. And one thing that is quite interesting about politics is the only time I ever really remember it coming up was at my first school. And that's because there'd been a lot of East European migration into the area in the early 2000s. And a lot of the kids and a lot of their families were actually big fans of the BNP, who were popular and stood a candidate in Strood, which was Jada Franson, who was in Britain First as well with Paul Golding afterwards. Most people, if they've seen her, you'd recognise her. She's got bright red hair. You can't miss her. But it was interesting that the kids were actually really quite right-wing in that area.
Yeah.
Too right as well.
Yeah.
These institutions broadly, obviously. And what worries me is when I see, senior figures like people who run these unions there are a lot of teachers striking. We've got, there's potential strikes lined up for Christmas time, I believe, this year. We're just going to see tens of thousands of teachers walk out of education. And a lot of it is very politically motivated.
Yeah, I mean, I think the teachers' unions have always been dominated by the left wing. I'm probably the oldest person. I'm definitely the oldest person on the panel.
How old are you, Matthew?
Oh, well, 50.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. No, you're younger than me. And you two are certainly younger than me. And look, I remember in the 80s we had teacher strikes, and they were very, and the unions were criticised in quite the same way. Now, look, I think the good thing is that Daniel Kabadi nor Channel 4 run the education system, and then it's really important that the union's influence is restricted to matters of pay and rations. I don't particularly support strikes, but if they were strike within the law, then the government can challenge that, etc. But what we can't have is anybody, frankly, from any political perspective, challenging, pushing what goes on in classrooms. Of course, there are instances where that happened, and those instances should be stopped. So good on the parents and kids who fought back against that story.
Is it a problem exclusively with the left, though? You don't see unions of right-wing teachers, right-wings, anybody
right,
actually.
That's a good point there that's worth mentioning, because the unions used to be several unions, and the largest one was the National Union of Teachers, which is, I was a member of that particular one, but there was also the Associated Union of Teachers and this, that and the other. But they've all been, and this is only in the last couple of years, they've all been put together under one name now. So it's all one complete union. And so obviously that has become more, what would be the term be? Radical, more left in its views, because it's all centralised now, and they would be the people that are organising the paid protesters to go out to the Palestine marches and things like that.
In schools, or groups that promote a certain way of thinking in schools or in education or in NHS, is it very much the left want to impose an ideology, especially when it comes to children who are the future? Because when I look at the right, I'm trying to find examples to balance this out. I can't find them.
Yeah, I don't think there are any as many examples and obvious examples. I'm sure there has been the odd teacher in a classroom who's on the right and may have said a few things.
Right. Now, what they're saying there is really a bit of a nonsense, because yes, there isn't a right-wing union, but there isn't a need for there to be a right-wing union. A union is not supposed to be about politics. A union is simply there to make sure that the school follows the rules that they're meant to follow. And if they don't do that, then you say to them, right, bollocks to you, we're going to go on strike. Or like when I joined my second school, there was a massive row with the teachers, head teachers there, because they were making people work over their contracted hours. And so the unions brought in what they call a work to rule policy, which meant that everybody literally only went in when they absolutely had to, until the head got so pissed off that things weren't getting done that she had to relent. So it can work in that regard, and that's what it's there for, and I think that is a good thing. But you wouldn't get a right-wing one, because there just simply isn't the need for it. So it's a nonsense conversation.
I think there's
So the union's not left or right, it's for the benefit of the teachers.
I think that's what a union is for, yes. And
right.
And that is not just a teachers' union, that should be any union, you know, whether it's nursing, policing, firemen, miners, factory workers. I mean, Slim, he was involved with the union, so he knows all about that stuff, and he's certainly not left-wing. But it's meant to be for the solidarity of the workers and to make sure that they're getting the things that they are meant to get by law. And if they're not, then they can challenge it. So the example I gave, we were supposed to work a set number of hours every single year. It's something like 1,600 or something like that over the course of the year. And what people would do is, the union people, they would add up all the different meetings that you'd have to go to, all your different lessons, all this kind of stuff to work out whether they were doing it correctly. And what they found out was that we were being forced to go to lots of meetings that were taking us well over the hours on our contract. And so we all said, no, we're not going to do it, fuck off. And they changed it. So that I think is a good thing. And that's where I would agree with the left on that regard.
The left are pushing it that far that we now need a cancel culture union. So
Yeah.
people can get cancelled and stuff like that. I mean, look at that school teacher who's still in hiding from doing something with Drew Mohammed or something, didn't he?
Yeah. That one, I've tried to really find out exactly what happened there. And as far as I can gather, he didn't, it's not like he just decided for a laugh he was going to draw a picture on the blackboard of Mohammed. I think he did it as part of a talk about censorship, and I think he used an image from a Charlie Hebdo magazine that had an image of the Prophet Muhammad on it. Now, personally, I think that all of that is absolute nonsense. None of this should affect our classrooms whatsoever, and certainly no teacher should be forced to go into hiding for the past 3 or 4 years in fear of their...
Not only that, but how do the Islamists know what Muhammad actually looks like? If nobody's drawn a picture of Muhammad in the past, then how do they know that that's actually a picture of Muhammad? Could be Hagar the Horrible. I mean, I can draw a picture of Hagar the Horrible, no problem. It's easy. But,
I know what
he
he looks like.
him.
He's quite easy to draw, really. He just looks really, really inbred and gay.
Yeah, of course.
Same as Muhammad, then.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Bit like this bloke who's on the screen now.
Like Pat the Milkman.
All sorts, and you know, and
sorry, mate.
Like Pat the Milkman's bloody what's it? Pat the Milkman's avatar he has. Got a baby inside me. With dummy in man.
Yeah, apostate prophet as well.
Yeah, apostate prophet. Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Teachers' unions need to learn that lesson. I think they've got every right to do their job as unions, but they haven't got any right to thrust an ideology down our kids. And we shouldn't be having, we should not be globalising the intifada in class 4B.
Or anywhere, frankly.
Wow, that is a first. Somebody from the left actually said something that's correct.
Yeah, I've agreed with most of what he said, actually.
I'm amazed. I'm absolutely amazed. I've never seen it before.
Yeah,
I was glad because when he turned up, they showed his face. I was like, "Oh, here we go." I was just going to say, "Oh, he's been on before. He talks a lot of nonsense," but he shut me up there because I probably agree. All of them up there spoke sense, I think.
As soon as I saw him, I rolled my eyes. Thank God it's not Benjamin Bloody Butterworth. God,
God.
Mate, he was on last night talking absolute crap with his stupid hairline.
Or that Matthew bloke, he's a fucking asshole.
Oh, Matthew Stadlen. Oh, I can't stand him. One. Yeah, Matthew Stadlen. I've done a video about him saying he shouldn't ever be on because he was lying. Martin Abrams, the Jew that hates Jews. I need to do a video about Nigel Nelson as well because when he comes on, it's like, oh yeah, so Keir Starmer shouldn't be doing that, should he? Because it's wrong. Well, no, actually, that's it. He's off. Do you know what I mean? He talks absolute crap. Oh yeah, well if you say that, then we can bring in that. No, but we're not talking about that, mate. Where are you going? No. That Nigel Nelson is a prat.
But I do think it is interesting that guy said that because it just goes to show really what I was trying to point out at the beginning, that this is a story about nothing really. Because if even the left are going to say that shouldn't be happening, that tells you that this probably isn't happening to the extent that GBNews are making it out to be. So really, this is a piece of what you call rage baiting, effectively.
Yeah, but that's why it's good to not watch something before you play it. Because if I watched this beforehand, I would have gone, well, that's gone nowhere. Right, I need to find a video. And we wouldn't have done it. So that's why it's good not to watch it, because then at least now, literally what you done, Jake, you've called it out. So, you know, happy days.
Yeah. Yes.
That's what I'm saying. That's my excuse for not watching them anyway. That's me covered. But the thing is, we wouldn't have played it. Do you know what I mean? I would have just ignored this and just moved on to something else. So I think it is good we don't watch it and we watch it, because it's only right that we watch something and go, actually, let's call this out, because that's not what it's claiming to be, or to the extreme of.
That's what I mean. How many people will have watched this and got really pissed off and think that every single kid now thinks that they should feel guilty about white privilege? That isn't what has been. Certainly hasn't come across in the evidence they've produced, and even the left are saying that shouldn't be happening. So that tells me that this probably isn't happening, and that this is just something that's been created because they think it will get more views.
Well, on the captions underneath schools captured by the left, on the caption it actually says being taught or hearing about white privilege. So same as you say, Jake, it could have just been an assembly when they first started school or something, you know. Because
so 58%.
Yeah.
So 58% of that 59% heard something. 1% apparently got taught something. They just got a sniff of something.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah,
we've got this.
Will not have been sat down and given Peggy McIntosh's essay about white privilege. That much you can be told. What they will have been given is a shit version of it that doesn't really understand what it is and tries to make out that in the past white people were oppressors. That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
But white privilege is something that has never been an issue in this country, because this country was based on class, not on race.
Maybe that's why they're bringing it up. They need that thrown in the old thing. And then maybe if Tommy Robinson mentions it, they'll bang him up for that as well.
Sorry, do you mean Stephen Lennon? Is that Stephen Lennon that you're discussing there?
Yes, everybody goes by a pseudonym. I mean, look at bloody, what's his name, in with teeth?
David Paulden.
No, we're out the teeth then. Booberisborough, what's his name? Jack.
Yeah,
no,
David
Paulden.
Yeah, oh, right, there you go.
That's his real name.
I didn't even know you just told it there. I know that it's got a different name, though, you know, so there you go.
Yeah.
So
every time you mention it, call him Dave Paulden.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you've got The Wiz, Electrodoc.
Yeah.
Jake's all right. He's Jake.
That's your real name.
But is it, though? Oh, his real name could be Bert.
Yeah.
It's not. I use my real name in any online identity.
What, so your real name is Jake?
Yeah.
All right.
That's
well, actually,
Owen
no,
Wilson.
it isn't actually my
You're not actually a full saloon, though.
It's actually an abbreviation of my real name.
Jacob.
Yes.
There you go, that one.
He's a cracker, isn't he?
Yes, I've heard that one a few times.
Oh, dear me.
But it's really interesting, though. You can generally tell if somebody knows me personally by what name they use, because nobody uses my full name unless they don't know me, or unless I've pissed my mother off.
Or you're walking around with cheese and pickle on your head.
Yeah, I don't tend to do that very often. Only once a week.
Oh. Only when you need to be a bit more mature.
That was a bit cheesy.
I bet you like wiping it off, and you're like, oh, I just got out of a pickle.
Yeah.
Don't worry, when you wake up, you'll feel butter.
Yeah.
That's instead of better, ladies and gents. We're doing the cracker jokes. Fandazzy Dozy, isn't it? It's a cracker. No, that was Jimmy Cricket. I was like, oh, well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
But you shouldn't have said Jacob. Oh dear. I'm all out of jokes.
Thank God.
Got nothing else. But Jacob will probably cost a packet.
I do cost a packet, yes.
Big orange one. Oh, we got so close to the end. Look, I'm going to have to edit this video as well, won't I? I'll have to go through. I'll wait till tomorrow because it's all got to load itself to YouTube. I'll have to go forward about 45 minutes to get to the actual content. People are
after our amazing introduction today.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't bloody edit it straight away because it's got to upload and all that rubbish.
Mm.
So, but anyway, we're nearly there. We've only got like 2 minutes left.
I thought Jake were where you got all your jokes from. Crackers. Anyway.
Terrible.
Terrible.
At least we know that Jake's manufactured. He's not real, mate. He's manufactured.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it took you an hour to get you. So really, you've only had a 40-minute bloody stream at that.
Yep.
It took you about an hour to sort out your audio issues, which ended up being your headphones from Temu.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I was thinking they were from Tesco, I think. Yeah. Because they got the security thing on it. I was like, where did I get them from? But yeah. I think
I picked mine up. When I picked mine up, the security tag dropped off because all they done, you know how you've got like hanging tabs on them. Yeah. They put the security tag around the hanging tab, and the hanging tab had ripped. So as soon as I took it off its shelf, the security tab just fell on the floor. But, what do I do here?
Should have just put them on.
Yeah, I just
should have put them on and walked out.
Someone said in the chat about how they've put those security tags on meat and things like that now, but I've not seen it in my supermarket.
Yeah, I've worked in a shop. They had them on the meat, bacon, coffee, and they had like expensive honey. Was in big bloody like Pyrex?
Yeah.
Bloody big cube things, and a jar of honey's in that, and yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I got stung by a bee the other day. 50 quid for a jar of honey.
What?
I got stung by a bee the other day. 50 quid for a jar of honey.
I bet that
one doing there, yes.
That's the thing. Don't tell GB News, mate, because it'll be a buzz then.
Yes, it'd be yes. Buzzing news.
Bee-hay.
Yeah, bee.
Is there a brush? Did you get a brush out? Say, oh, come on, honey, comb.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Right, let's play the video.
So, I've been to these so-called anti-racism protests with my microphone, and I have seen teachers' unions marching.
Is it me, or is it that top make him look like a cracker?
He does look a bit like a cracker.
He does, doesn't he?
Does a bit, yeah.
Masked up Antifa thugs marching next to people with communist flags. Real nasty, horrible people. And the teachers' unions are proudly waving their banners next to them. That says a lot to me about the sort of people that are in our classrooms, and it scares me.
I think it's
they're extreme.
I was just on a train, absolutely true story, literally got off the train 20 minutes ago, and on that train some guys were discussing, they were obviously teachers, and they were discussing how they went to the Durham Miners Gala, which is a big left-wing festival every year, and they did it, he said, because we got a free mini break in Durham, we had to go and march for 15 minutes, and we all got free tickets and a free premiere in. So sometimes...
Yeah, I think especially with the universities, if you see recently, for example, at Oxford, they were going to have a debate again about Islam, and that's now been cancelled despite the speakers actually
trying to
pay the security.
See her face there? It's got kind of two shades to it. You can see the line. You see that? She looks like one of these sweets I was eating earlier. One of these.
My God.
Drumstick squashies. That's what it looks like. You see it?
Yeah.
I think it's blusher, isn't it? It's called blusher.
Yeah. It's blusher, yes.
Top half brown.
Yeah.
Gone for the alien look.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's just crazy because university is supposed to be, you know, a beacon of freedom and free speech. And the fact that you can't even have a debate and say words anymore is really, really shameful.
Totally bonkers. And, you know, I just worry with all of the ideology in schools and education, what it does to the future of the country. And I feel like when you divide kids up among race, look, I was very thankful, actually. I grew up, you know, I went to school in the early 2000s, very, very early 2000s, actually. And for me, we didn't see race. We weren't even taught. We weren't even taught to see race. We weren't taught to see sexuality. It was just, in fact, there was a massive campaign at the time called "Ditch the Label," which is hilarious because now the left embody wear the label. You are a label. You are a victim. I just think we're going backwards, unfortunately. Look, we're going to leave it there.
I don't like him at all. He reminds me of the sort of person that would suck anyone to get to the top.
Yeah, you're probably right, mate. You are probably right, but that was sort of like, it was sort of getting going, getting to something, and then it didn't really. That was a bit of a weird one. That was a weird one.
That's what I think was the danger when I saw what they were framing it as at the beginning, that it's a non-story, really.
Yeah.
So even the left-wing guy couldn't put up a defence in that one. Even he was agreeing and saying that these are paid protesters. You know, that tells us everything we need to know, really.
Yeah. You got these kids, though, haven't you, who are not bending the knee for Islam when they go to the mosques and stuff. Seen that flying around the internet over the last couple of days. You know,
yeah, there is that one.
Praying and stuff. Yeah.
No, kids aren't cheap.
No. Well, is that or they're being taught, you know, by the parents, but not in a bad way. You know, they're being taught the dangers of it.
If it's bullshit, though, they'll say so. They won't keep quiet about it. They'll come out and say it to your face.
Yeah. Don't you think I'm losing some weight then, lads? Hey, losing some weight. I've been on my Manjaro for 2 weeks.
On your what? Mangina?
Manjaro, yeah, got one of them, yeah.
You need to eat some crackers, mate. Eat crackers, you lose weight. Oh, look, there's one. Oh, sorry, that's Jake. Sorry. Oh no, Jake over there.
It suppresses your appetite, so I have to keep. I've got a blood monitor on here. That constantly shows me my blood sugar. And last few days it's gone below 5, which is bad. So I've literally had honey and an apple, and today I'm still going on my breakfast, which is a quarter of the portion that I normally have of shreddies and diet sugar on it, and that's all I've been going on today. What else have I had? No, crikey, I'm still all right, but yeah, losing my chin, I think. Yeah.
This must be all this. Oh God,
that's supposed to be me.
No, that's Owen Wilson. I mean, that's Jake. No, that's Jake. That's Owen Wilson. I was getting confused. Sorry.
No.
You can make a fortune doing a double act, mate. Why don't you?
I've just remembered his catchphrase. That wow, that's his catchphrase. Wow. Yeah.
I think genuinely, I think Owen Wilson is underrated. I think he's a lot better than what people make him out to be.
Well, having said that, Wiz, you told me, didn't you, to watch The Meg 2? So, or whichever one it is, 3, I don't know. Jason Statham, let's got Jason Statham in it. So I'll watch that until Jason Statham and to breathe in salt water, no spoilers, by the way, and to breathe in salt water in order to get out of the thing, which were like 5 miles down or something, in order to not, internally combust with his own oxygen in his lungs. And that's as far as I got, mate. Sorry. And that I just thought, oh my fucking God, what the hell am I doing? I mean, I like The Abyss, right? Because that had sense behind it, all right? If you breathe in salt water, then you're just going to instantly choke. You're not going to be able to do anything, right? Let alone be able to put a code into a door, right? Having been outside of the water for two minutes.
Don't look too much into it, mate. It's only a film.
No, but you know, I couldn't.
Like E.T., mate. There's an alien in that.
It's E.T. You know? It's only a Sutton lad. It's 3 miles up road from me. It's only 3 mile up road from me. It's only a Sutton lad. You know what I mean? it can't. Nobody can breathe in salt water, and I thought, no, I can't. You know, I mean, I can take
shit.
I can take the old Meg idea, you know, with it being, you know, not being able to go through the cold water in order to get to the top. I can take all that, right? But when they start saying, oh yeah, Jason Statham can now live having breathed in salt water without drowning.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something, right? I don't want to ruin it, but it's not real. It's just for entertainment. So
yeah, but it would just, I need an element of realism. I need to
Independence Day, E.T.
Yeah. Oh, Independence Day. So, you know, at least they left that until the end, and then you had to know something about computers to know that virus would never ever be compatible with the digital language within the computer of an alien ship. All right, but at least that were at the end. So
I'll tell you what, though, I loved it. Will Smith was like, just looking forward to whipping E.T.'s ass.
yeah. That was all very entertaining. Yeah.
I like
but,
that.
you know,
Well, it's the new Spielberg one coming out soon.
I know, but 51st Date is taking that as a true thing about it. It's called Disclosure Day.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I have watched It's very good. Very good. I will highly recommend this one. Project Hail Mary. Very good. It's like E.T. but in space. You know what I mean? Yeah. Very good.
Oh,
yeah.
June the 12th. That comes out, ladies and gents.
There you go.
Disclosure Day. So you can all sit.
Yeah.
Yeah. But 51st Date
that looks good.
He's taking that as a premonition from the government, a complete reveal from the government. That's how he's taking this, right? So he's going to believe absolutely everything that they say within this movie. It's not a movie, according to 51st Dates. It is the truth that they're coming out with through the directorship of Mr. Steven Spielberg. So it must be true.
Well, I don't know, because when was the last time Spielberg made a decent film? I mean, he was amazing in his early career, and Schindler's List was very, very good. But when was the last time that you really heard his name be mentioned as this? No, this is a great film. Jaws, great film, but that's in the mid-70s.
Well, Jurassic Park 1 was good.
1975. That was.
Don't get me wrong here. We were talking about Steven fucking Spielberg here. I mean, he's an absolute legend. So you know, he set himself.
Did he do Independence Day? Yeah,
he might have done. I don't know.
I think that wasn't that Michael Bay, because they're all explosions.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
What I dread about this film...
Schindler's List, E.T., Catch Me If You Can, Saving Private Ryan, Raiders of the Lost Ark, West Side Story, Jurassic Park, Accountants.
See, Raiders of the Lost Ark were all right until it got stupid with that mechanism. That were a bit meh. You could tell then that they were just milking it because it had so many different, subsequent films. So that was number 4, weren't it? The Anti-Guerrero.
War of the Worlds, BFG, The Adventures of Tintin. I thought all the things were good. Indiana Jones.
Yeah, they were. Except for, like Richard said, the later ones, they're not worth bothering with.
No, indeed. I mean, I don't even think I'm going to bother with the new Jurassic Park. Not bothered. Just got stupid. You know, when they started, why on earth would they make a dinosaur invisible? Why would they do that? No spoilers.
My concern with the Disclosure Day film is I just don't want it to be another one of these films where it's really, really fast editing, where you can hardly hear what is being said, and there's shit music going on constantly. And the biggest fear that I have for it is that it will just be full of CGI, which I can't stand. I like it when you can see the actual stunts being done. You know, when they had proper helicopters flying around cities and they actually did jumps through, hoops on cars and shit like that.
Rather than green screen and wires.
Yeah. I don't want to see that. I want proper films.
Yeah. Apollo 13. Well, that's Steven Spielberg. What's the name? Saving Private Ryan. That was Spielberg. They were both very good. But they were before the days of woke taking over. and you know, that infecting Hollywood, which has been what would you say, been called out by the South Park film Team America. You seen Team America?
Yes.
Well, they call out all of them in Hollywood, you know, and how they are, you know, which is everything that Ricky Gervais picked up on when he did his last Hollywood Oscars award thing, and he said, "Look, just get on this plinth. Thank you, God, thank your producers, and back off. You've got no you know, righteousness in order to lecture people on the political beliefs." You spot on, yeah. And of course, Team America, well, South Park crew, you know, they're always calling them out before it's even a thing, you know. So yeah, they called them out well in Team America.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they definitely did. But I just mean with Spielberg, I don't recall a recent film that he's made that has had a massive impact. I mean, like I said, we're talking about Spielberg here. This is the guy who pretty much invented the action film as we know it, and has made some masterful films, including Close Encounters, great film. One of the few films that actually shows the sort of mental breakdown side of seeing UFOs.
Yeah, but that were one of his first, really, weren't it? You know. So, but now I think they get into that comfort zone where they don't give a shit no more. All they want then is just the numbers come and watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a boxer loses the hunger.
Yeah. He's already made his billions, hasn't he? So what would he care?
Yeah, it's like you fight so much to get to a certain point that once you're there, there's nothing to fight for anymore.
Yeah. That's it.
I mean, I'm sure that it will be a good film when it comes out, but I'm not going to bother to go and watch it at the cinema. It's too expensive, it's too loud, too many people.
Not allowed to vape.
Vape in there.
I've got my cinema here. I've even got curtains either side of the television. I've got my massive Memorex.
I found that actually the best time to go to the cinema is the earliest screening in the day, and go to a time when all the kids are at school. And then it's great. There's hardly anyone in there.
Yeah. No, then they'll be on the phones, not they, and stuff like that, you know.
Oh, that really does piss me off.
Oh, yeah, I sod that. Yeah.
But there were loads of great films, and I know that every single generation says their generation was better, but I think that the standard of filmmaking was much better in the 70s, 80s, and 90s than it was once CGI came in. I think that really has ruined the film.
Yeah.
And also, I don't understand why they've decided since the late 90s to just do this endless recycling of making films over and over again, remaking them, but always remaking them in a really shit way that doesn't add anything to it whatsoever.
They're not taught now anymore at the university. They're not taught now. All they're taught about is woke crap. You know what I mean?
A really good example is RoboCop. I mean, that was a fantastic film at the time. It's a brilliant satire as well. So it's also something that you can get a lot of intellectual stuff from. You know, it's not just a cartoon action film. Why did you need to remake that? It was an absolutely perfect film.
The stop motion animation of them second big ones that come out, you know, the big bipeds that you know, and that you could see it was stop motion, but at the time you couldn't because it was so, you know, it didn't matter. You know, they were still telling a decent story, even though it was just and then look at other classics from when I was a kid, you know, bloody Adventures of Sinbad and stuff like that, Voyage of Sinbad and Argonauts.
Clash of the Titans
again, and that were crap. Clash of Titans, they brought that one out again, didn't they? And it worked there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That were
all of them were. You know, the technology that they had, they pushed it as far as they could, and this is what I think I'm getting at really, is that when you're limited by the technology, you actually work better within those limitations. Because today they can do everything that you want, and yet they're making films that just have no soul to them whatsoever.
Yeah. I was watching Corridor Crew the other day, and one of them did it as as a proper live chest burst. You know what I mean? And then the other one did it all in AI. Oh, not AI, but you know, CGI and stuff. You know, you ought to watch it. It's quite good because they put both together. Because the practical one, the live one, you know, that one looked more realistic when it bursted through, and then the other one they like just superimpose them both together and come up with a decent thing, just to say that they did it in one afternoon. Very good.
One film that I liked, like that I watched when I was a kid, that made quite an impression, which often gets slagged off by people, but I really liked it, was The Return to Oz. That was a great film. It was really fucking dark shit.
You were a rainbow crowd.
No.
You like to pretend to be Julie Gardner a weekend.
She's not in The Return to Oz.
Oh, there's no way she is not interested.
No, it's full of horrible monkeys that go around with these sort of wheels on the ground. They're just creepy things.
So you're into invalid primates, are you?
Well, they have their place, as slaves.
Yeah. There you go. Or putting together these new movies that they do all on typewriter. Well, you never know. They might come up with a novel, and then they just playwright that shit.
Well, I have been writing my novel, actually. I'm currently up to, what is it, 40,000 words. So that's not bad going.
Well, most of the words in there would I be able to understand?
Well, what I'm trying to do with it is I'm trying to use a blend of language that is accessible and also elegant.
Right, I see. Okay.
So I'd like to think that if somebody read a paragraph and didn't understand it, that once they got to the next paragraph, it would become clear.
It will be self-translating, like a Rosetta Stone within itself.
Well, funny you should mention Rosetta Stone, because the methodology that I've used, I have likened to the Rosetta Stone, because I found a couple of documents that if I translate an event according to these documents, it gives a completely different meaning to it. So a Rosetta Stone is a particularly good metaphor.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. What can you tell us what this novel is roughly about? For the viewers.
It's about Rendlesham Forest.
Oh, this one. Yes.
I wanted to try and get it to do something. I wanted to do something different with it, and I noticed all the books on it all try to say what happened, and I don't want to say what happened. I want to say why they saw what they saw.
So it's funny you should say that too, because the virus that we would never be able to understand how the virus was written in, no spoilers everybody, in Independence Day, right? Mm-hmm. Well, exactly the same goes for the spaceship apparently transmitting all the digital information to the guy who said, but I received a load of digital information from it, and then started scribbling out all them ones and zeros and stuff. Exactly the same what would you call it? Exactly the same translation from the virus on Independence Day to the bloke in Rendlesham Forest would also make that quite impossible.
Would make that quite impossible. I mean, it's an interesting story, isn't it? And I'm trying to get into all the different angles, and I was trying to think, well, how could I do this differently? And the only way I can think to do it differently is I had the idea that there's somebody who works for the intelligence agency, is called in to investigate it, but not told why they have to investigate it, and told to analyze it. So that way I can actually bring in the real files that were used, but I can analyze it like an intelligence officer would, so people would be able to understand how it all works better. Because the other ones are just history books, whereas this one, I think you could actually make it into a fictional story, and you could take a bit of license with some of the events that happen as well. Yeah, that could be interesting. But yeah, the Rosetta Stone is, I found 2 CIA documents, not just one now, but 2, that were remote viewings of the Rendlesham Forest incident. And I've not seen anyone else even mention this evidence or has even found it. And
what like them people on it reminds me of Gillette Razor, but it's not. Where they put them in that reflective chuffing cage and reflective thing, and then that lets them transmit the thoughts elsewhere.
The one, yeah. Now you have to ask yourself a question: why would the CIA, first of all, have that sort of a program, which they did, and also why would they be looking up the Rendlesham Forest incident in 1986 and 1987, considering it happened in 1981? There's obviously a reason they wanted to know what was going on. So what I did is I've got the complete session notes that have been released by the CIA, but what I actually did is I found the manual for how to interpret these readings so that I could see what the actual analysts would look for. And having done that, I think that that gives a very much different picture of what actually happened than what we're told. I'm not going to say what it is because it will ruin my book, obviously. But it's not anything to do with aliens. But there is a reason why people think that aliens are involved. I will say that much. But it's absolutely true that they had these remote viewers, and it's
I've heard of it. You know, it was to spy on Russians or something. Well, obviously, something like that would be really, really powerful.
Yeah, but do you want to know what the most amazing thing about it is, though? This is what really astonished me.
Enlighten me, Jake. Please do.
This covert remote viewing was, in fact, far more successful than any other avenue of intelligence they had. It was, generally speaking, about 90% accurate. And that is
speechless.
It is. It's just astonishing they would do that.
Where are you getting this information from? This 90% information. Where's this coming from?
Where does it come from?
What?
The CIA said it.
Who?
The Central Intelligence of America.
CIA, right? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I will look to reading the conclusions of your book.
Well, they had different.
I think, which is BS.
Well, they started the remote viewings in the mid-70s, and they had a program that continued until 1990, and it went through various different names as it was going on. It was first, I can't remember what it's called first, but then it was called Center Lane. It was called Grill Flame. The sessions that I looked at were when it was called Project Sunstreak. And then eventually all of that got put together and they called it Project Stargate. So if you wanted to know about it, look that up and you'll see. This was a legitimate secret enterprise that went on. And one of the things that I found that isn't in my book, but this I found really fascinating, was it was in 1980, there were some hostages taken in Iran and they couldn't find where they were. And so they got a remote viewer in to work out where they were, and that actually helped the special forces go in and to locate them, and they actually did rescue them. So they could actually see, this is what's fascinating, is that they could see things as they were happening in real time, but they could also remote view into the past, which is why they could see what happened at Rendlesham.
Or from being inside a reflected mirrored room.
Well, I don't think the room is necessarily what's important. It's how the mind works, and they filter out certain frequencies.
Remember, they're all lots of tits on LSD, you know.
Yeah. Well, what it really is that they had that big Cobra Mist thing they set up to spy on the Russians, and what happened is there was too much information coming back. It overloaded it, so they couldn't interpret it. And I think with the remote viewers, they found a way where they can shut off the sort of background noise and focus on what is important. But not everyone can do it. It's something that is a skill that only certain.
There used to be a thing, and it was also a television series once called Wisdom of the Crowd.
I don't remember that one.
You're not there. So, you know, I mean, you can do it yourself if you've got a cake and you're doing a guess the weight of the cake competition. Right, you can actually take 100 different scores of what people say that it is, right? And then you get the average of that, and that'll be right.
Yeah.
So they reckon, right? But then all you got to do is just look at the comments and stuff on YouTube videos. You can tell there's no wisdom of any crowds. You know what I mean? It's just completely random what they're saying, you know, and you think, oh, right, okay. Yeah. Or whether or not it's because they're not agreeing with my particular views and stuff like that, I don't know.
Well, the reason the Americans brought in the remote viewing, you're quite right, it was to spy on the Russians. But it wasn't just to spy on the Russians, it was also because the Russians had actually had a project of looking at parapsychology that had dated back decades. So the Americans were far behind the Russians. They really believed the Russians had all this different, they called it psychotronic technology.
Right.
But the Russians called it bioelectronic, I think they called it. how the body can react with electromagnetism. It's very peculiar fringe science, but it's really, really interesting.
I used to watch Fringe.
Yeah, Fringe was very good.
Yeah, very good. You ought to watch that, Wiz, because you like your what's name, don't you? You like your Stargate.
The lovely Anna Torv, quite the.
Hey?
Anna Torv is quite the dish.
Anna Torv.
Yeah, she's the main character. Well, she's the actress who plays the main character.
Was that Astrid?
Yeah, is that her name, Astrid?
She was the girl with the 1970s afro, black glass.
No. The main character.
The main character in
Fringe.
In Fringe. Oh, well, I know what you mean. Yeah. It was a bit like Mulder and Scully, Wiz.
Yeah.
But
with three
interdimensional stuff. Very good.
There's three of them instead of two.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Didn't get that much love really when it first came out, because I think something else was out and people. Yeah, look, Grace likes it. She knows what I'm talking about. She knows.
It was quite advanced for its time, wasn't it? I mean, they pushed the boat out with the effects and things like that for the time.
Yeah. So if you haven't watched that, Wiz, you ought to watch that. Fringe. It's very good. It's also got funny bits in it.
But it is the X-Files, basically.
Yeah.
The only Fringe I know, it was that bloke and that was his dad.
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, a bloke and his dad. What? Yeah, he crossed dimensions to go and get another.
Yes, no, I know what you mean. Yes, there is a bloke and his dad. His dad's like a mad professor.
Yeah.
It is a bloke and his dad and a woman.
Yeah. And he worked for CIA part of the government, but then they locked him up because he created a dimension where he could go across dimensions, but he ended up ripping dimensions in half, so they kept collapsing in on each other or something. So, you just get dead bodies and stuff like that appearing in places, and then they'd get to the bottom of it, and it got weirder and weirder and weirder. Very good. Fringe, there you go.
Yeah, with the lovely Anna Torv in the centre there.
Yeah.
Dirty bitch being between two men. Slag.
I know.
Well, I've got to go take my pills. 9:15, geez.
Okay. See you guys.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. But,
great to see you again.
Yes, thanks.
Saturday we're live.
Richard. Thanks for your contributions.
Thank
you.
We
got ex-jihadist on Saturday, Electrodoc, if you're about.
Ex-jihadist? Who's that?
Yeah, he's doing.
Is it thingamajig, isn't it?
It's all up, so you can see it. But it's about an hour or so long. But we just see how long we go for. Might get through it, we might not. You know what me and Jake are like. So with you on screen, if you're here, it'll be even longer.
What day is this?
Saturday, 1:00.
Saturday at 1. I shall see.
And then Sunday at 1 to call in.
Yeah. Sunday, but is it? Because you sometimes are discussing videos, then you say, "Oh yeah, we'll do it calling after video," and then I usually tune out then because I know that you'll forget.
Yeah, I've done that a few times, but no, it's actually up as a call-in show. So literally, I'll probably do one news story, and then I think I've already. If I put something up, I've got one saying should Islam be banned? I think that might be the call-in discussion Sunday.
Yeah.
Should Isham?
I think the what's that big word? Islam, radical Islam should be. Yeah. And I also
that's
think
Sunday. Call in then, mate. Call in Sunday. That's what I think. That's what we're talking about.
Marxism and communism should also be banned.
There's a good thing about radical Islam that is on Spiked, which has Raymond Ibrahim on it, and he talks about the evils of Islam. I mean, he's done a lot of talks about it, but this one is only about 30-40 minutes. So and it's a new one as well, so that's something that people might be interested in if they're anti-Islam. So that's Spiked. And then obviously I mentioned the one that Nuria did this week, where I can't remember the guy's name that she had on there, but he knows his stuff inside out, and that was quite a good one if you're anti-Islamic as well.
Right.
And there's not really anything to comment on in those videos because everything they say is quite clear.
Anti-radical Islam. Yes, that's my final word. And I'll see you soon, guys. Ta-ta. See what I can do.
Take it easy, mate. Stay safe.
Cheers.
Good to have you back.
Bye.
See you later, mate.
Bye.
Thanks, Wiz. Much appreciated. And thanks to all in the chat. Take care of yourselves.
Boom. Whoa. Size you, Wiz. Grew a bit. Have a great evening, everybody. There we go. We got through it, didn't we? But Saturday, yeah, we're ex-jihadists. Got him about an hour or so long it is. So, yeah, we'll review that. Watch that. That'd be good. And then Sunday is, I think, let me have a look. I'm sure the question is, should Islam be banned or something along those lines? But let me have a quick look because I do like to get things wrong. Is it time to ban Islam? Should Islam be banned from the West? That's what it is. So that's a call-in show, ladies and gents. So you can call in live. And I wanted to destroy Britain. Ex-jihadist warns Islamic terror threat going to get much worse. That's Saturday. Now that's interesting or what, isn't it? So there you go, ladies and gents. So brilliant. Thank you to every single one of you in the chat, having a good old chin wag in there. It's good to have you here. It's good to see you all. And it's good to read all your messages as well. I get through them. But yeah, but don't worry. We will be back on Saturday, 1 o'clock, ladies and gents. So stay safe. Try to stay cool. It's supposed to be getting a bit cooler the weekend. Who knows? But for now, ladies and gents, as much as I love you all, that is the wizard's words.